Breaking news, Rio de Janeiro police operation results in 132 deaths, highest toll in city's history. If you're not familiar with my channel, I report the news for Central and South America with a special attention on Medellin, Colombia, and Colombia as a whole. I do these videos for visitors that want to know before they go, as well as for expats who want to see the news in English. Quick heads up, Americans in Colombia applying for a visa now need an FBI background check. Get yours in 24 to 48 hours using On Call Colombia. OnCallColombia.com. The information is on the screen and in the description of all my videos. Let me take a second and say shout out to all the supporters that support this channel. Thank you guys so much, and thank you so much for the shares and the likes. Let's jump into this story right away. Rio de Janeiro police operation results in 132 deaths, highest toll in city's history. Dateline Rio de Janeiro. A large-scale police raid targeting the Red Command drug trafficking organization in the favelas of Complexo and Alemão and Penha have resulted in at least 132 deaths, according to Rio de Janeiro State Public Defender's Office. The operation, which began before dawn on October 28, involved approximately 2,500 police officers and military personnel, along with 32 armored vehicles, 2 helicopters, 12 demolition vehicles, and drones. Among the deceased were 128 suspected gang members and 4 police officers, marking the deadliest such action in Rio's history. Dubbed Operation Containment, the assault addressed a recent territorial expansion by the Red Command, one of Brazil's oldest criminal syndicates, which controls narcotics distribution in the northern favelas, home to an estimated 280,000 to 300,000 residents. Authorities reported seizing 118 weapons and over 1 metric ton of drugs during the 12-hour engagement, which included intense shootouts, vehicle barricades set ablaze by gang members, and the first documented use of weaponized drones by criminals to drop explosives on police positions. Initial reports cited 60 to 64 deaths, but the toll rose as bodies were recovered and transported to morgues, with residents lining up over 40 in the Penha Plaza on October 29 to highlight the scale. The raid disrupted daily life across the affected areas, closing 46 schools and prompting the Federal University of Rio de Janeiro to cancel classes and shelter students amid gunfire and smoke visible from social media footage. At least 81 suspects were arrested and an unspecified number of civilians were injured, with witnesses at Getulio Vargas Hospital reporting arrivals of wounded individuals, including relatives of residents. Rio Governor Claudio Castro described the action as a historic day in the fight against crime, with Public Security Minister Victor Santos noting the elevated lethality was expected but not desired. The operation exceeded in scope a 2010 security crisis in Alemão, amid a broader rise in urban violence, with over half of September 2025's firearms injuries in Rio linked to police action, per the Fogo Cruzado Institute. Now, I've done a little extra digging here just right quick. I wanted to know what percentage of the weapons there come from the United States. Here's a breakdown. The United States, primarily the international source. The U.S. remains the largest supplier of illegal firearms to Brazil, with over 1,500 American-made guns seized by federal police between 2016 and 2018 alone, many linked to drug traffickers. Recent cases include a March 2025 federal operation in Massachusetts charging 18 Brazilian nationals with trafficking over 110 firearms, handguns, rifles, and shotguns from states like Florida and South Carolina to gangs such as Primeiro Comando de Capital and smaller groups like Tropa de Sete. These weapons, often AR-15 style rifles, are smuggled via Miami International Airport or assembled from U.S.-sourced parts shipped to Brazil intermediaries. In 2025, Sul da Paz Institute data shows military-style firearms from the U.S. increasingly ending up with organized crime due to lax export controls. Did you think that? What about Mexico? What about the cartels in Mexico? Anyway, you're up to date. This was a major operation. Just think how many people died in this operation alone. I have not heard this high of a death toll going after criminals in any form or fashion in Central Latin America. But now you're up to date with the latest, this time out of Brazil. Thank you guys for watching. Remember to travel, but travel safe. So hey girl, thanks for coming by my place.
No worries. You mind if our girlfriend can come by with us?
Hell no. This why I watch dcbornrob.
Medellin, feeling mean, sipping cafecito. Parquet hair scene, hottest vibe ain't incognito. Comuna 13, colors bright, mural symphony. Graffiti on city walls, culture rich as history. Watch dcbornrob, stay wise, streetwise TV. Keeping tabs on where to roll, news on lock, believe me. Travel but travel safe, life don't hit replay. Street savvy like a king, no risk we convey. Red 8 nights, under city lights. Roll with dcbornrob, he got the sights. Cultures blend, party never ends. Stay sharp, stay true, we got no pretend. Hustle like New York Marine, never get caught slipping. DC born street smart, worldwide tripping. Latin beats, South streets, rhythm always bumping. Parquet airs, hang tight, massive crowd.